Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sandbox Wednesday stream. I'm Alex Force, aka Kamasazi, joined here by the legend himself, Lucas is right. How you doing, Lucas?
I am doing quite well today, Alex. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, but I'm excited to be building a Magic Voxel again today. We're gonna keep on working on that social hub we were working on last week. So
I'm excited to see it
uh,
develop.
we might actually start building in the game maker today. We made a lot of good progress in Magic Voxel. We'll see what stage you're at. But in the meantime, we got some announcements. The Sandbox tweeted out, "Are you ready to slice it up? Omnom's Social Hub, a tasty new event with Zepto Lab and Cut the Rope, opens tomorrow, including 120,000 sand and Omnom's money box IRL prize for Omnom avatar holders." That was one that just finished minting out like yesterday, I think. Um,
Mm.
I kind of feel like I want to pick up one of those because they're kind of cute. They're not the usual style that I would go for, but they are pretty adorable looking. Next thing, dance fight Vox Edit contest. I'm gonna put this one in the chat.
Yeah.
The Sandbox is joining up with Dance Fight to make this next Vox Edit contest. Are you ready to take your creativity to the next level? Look no further as the Sandbox brings you an electrifying challenge that will have your Vox Edit skills and dance moves sizzling with excitement. Get ready to participate in the ultimate digital extravaganza, Dance Fight Vox Edit contest. So you need to create a non-playable character, NPC, just like the normal humans that you would design for the Sandbox in Vox Edit. The true magic lies in the original dance move you will bestow upon your NPC.
Hmm.
Bring your characters to life with a dance that embodies their unique personality. From mesmerizing moves to dazzling grooves, the stage is yours to express your artistic prowess in the most captivating way possible. So you need to make a custom animation for them. Top 16 winners from Stage 1 will be selected to take part in an electrifying showdown. This is where the true dance fight magic happens. In Stage 2, your skills will be put to the ultimate test by collaborating with real dancers from Dance Fight. You will recreate a dance move performed by the pros themselves. This is where the worlds of virtual and reality blend, making it an experience like no other.
Okay.
There will be 20 winners selected at the end of Stage 2, 16 voxel artists, and 4 dance fight performers. So this is like it's like Dancing with the Stars, except the star is the
Me.
Vox the Vox Edit creator,
Them.
and the well, I guess the professional dancers are still the professional dancers, and then the stars are the Vox Edit creators, something like that.
Their move
Um,
is being immortalized on the blockchain for all time.
16,500 sand will be split among the top entries the following ways: first place 6,000, second place 3,500, third place 2,000, fourth to eighth place 500, ninth to 16th place 250 sand. In addition, $300 will be split among the top four best dollars dancers. I got thrown by there being a dollar sign in the sentence. I'm not used to talking in dollars instead of sand. First place 200, second place 50, third and fourth place 25 each. Important participants among the top 16 will be able to mint their NPC and get a Wild One avatar. In exchange,
Hmm.
you will allow Dance Fight to use your NPC on their land during Alpha Season 4. I guess
Mm.
that's an official confirmation of there being an Alpha Season 4.
I,
I mean, we've
I
talked
would.
about it before,
Yeah.
but it's like really like you have a receipt now. It's right there. Please note that KYC is needed to place in the top 5, or you need to be verified creator. Non-verified accounts can earn rewards from 6th to 16th place. As always, the verified accounts are studios linked with a GMF account, or participated in 5 contests and placed in the top 10 during one of those times. A bunch of stuff about voting, like what the criteria is for stage 1 and stage 2. Important dates: submissions open August 7th. That was 2 days ago. Submissions close August 20th at 11:59 p.m. UTC. Results announcement during Korea Blockchain Week, September 6th. I guess the week of September 6th, 2023. Submissions open for stage 2 on September 27th. Submissions close October 8th at 11:59 p.m. UTC. Results announcement on October 28th. Uh, Information on how to submit your entry, some important guidelines. Um, I don't know if they explain how to unlock a human because that's important to do your animation if you don't already know how to do it. So I
Hmm.
guess we'll go over that now because
Okay.
it only takes a minute. So in order to make a custom animation for a character, you'll need to work in Box Edit. Open that up here. All right. So you've got all of your templates in the templates tab here, and you need to use a medium human for this competition. So you're going to title whatever you want. We're going to call ours Dancer, and you hit save.
Appropriate.
And now you've got your medium human character here.
Hmm.
You can uh, do whatever you want to as far as modeling. You could do it at this stage. You can check it out in different poses and stuff, different animations. They're all here. I think, I think there's like close to 200 animations now for the medium human. There's a lot in there.
That's so
These are
many.
basically fully compatible with the avatar system as far as what these animations are, but you're going to be adding a custom animation. And you might notice there's no way to edit the animations here. So what do? We save and we exit. And now we want to create a new asset in the animator. So make sure you're on the animator tab here. Create new asset. And we're going to call this one Dancer Unlocked. Save. And you'll see there's nothing in here because we didn't do this from a template. This is just an empty blank file, but we have our whole animation timeline and animation controls. So what we want to do is we click on this, and it might be tiny, especially if you're on a phone screen. I'm trying to like wave my mouse around as much as possible so you can see it. Um,
I can see
but
it.
yeah, I'm on a 4K screen. We're scaling down to 1080, and then whatever size your phone is if you're watching from a phone. Um, so here in the skeleton panel, there's this world node here. You want to click the three dot menu on it, and we're going to import hierarchy. And we navigate back to our desktop to Dancer, and we click on this VXR file, mammals, biped, medium, human. That is the Dancer project that we just created. We click open, and it imports that entire project into this one. This file is now identical to the original one, except that it doesn't have that template lock on it. So we can do whatever we want with the animation nodes. So now you can hit save. You can keep on modeling. You could potentially add extra nodes if you wanted. If you wanted to make some really crazy dances, you could add in all sorts of extra nodes to like animate the limbs in weird ways or have them doing flips and jumps and stuff along with the rest of their dance. You
Yes,
can get that
please.
all set up in there. So yeah, you want to make them do like, you know, the wiggly wavy arm thing, but you want like it to look like an actual like S curve. Like you could do that. You could give them a second head. I don't know, whatever your NPC is.
A
As long
little
as it's
electric slide.
yeah, as long as it's within the guidelines of the rules of that link that I shared, you can do it. So that
Dance
is
from
how
the first
you
Men in Black.
that is how
Just throwing
you
things out there.
you open up the medium human with a unlock template. And as you can see, there's all the animations listed here. You can remove animations. You can create new animations. You click the new button right here, and it will say, you know, you could call this dance fight 01 or whatever.
Hmm.
Create animation. Now you've got this dance fight, uh, and then you start animating and do whatever you're gonna do with it. So have at it. I'm not much of an animator. I'm kind of like a mechanical animator. I think about things analytically and I make animations happen, but modeling is definitely more my thing. So don't go looking to me for tips on how to do a dance animation because I have not done it before. that I can remember. All right, that is Dance Fight. Let's go back to the rest of our news here. I'm going to share this in the chat one more time. There's also a link to the Voxel Academy, so this has a lot of helpful information here. We'll do this one first. The Elvis Mint is live right now. You can buy yours on Polygon for, I'm guessing, 100 sand, because that's what they usually are. Yep, 100 sand. Um, they're looking pretty sweet. They got some pretty cool outfits. They all look like Elvis though, so if you don't want to look like Elvis, maybe this isn't your mint. But if you want to look like Elvis, this is definitely where you
Or
want
maybe
to go.
even if you're just a fan of Elvis and you want
Oh
a
yeah,
digital Elvis collectible.
absolutely.
I mean, personally, I wasn't a big fan of his hairstyle. Didn't really dig it, but still recognize the fact that he was the king.
There are different hairstyles. He did have different
I didn't
different
like
looks.
any of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm
You're
kidding. I'm
just
kidding.
an Elvis hair hater.
Yeah. That's me. That's what it says on the back of my jersey, at least.
All right. Um, last thing. There's this tweet from the Sandbox. I haven't had a chance to read this whole thread yet, but Lucas pointed this out to me.
It's amazing.
Uh, we're gonna read it, and we'll talk about it. At the Sandbox, we believe that every single NFT creator should receive a fair part of the royalties their creation has generated each time user-created content is resold on a secondary marketplace. Empowering anyone to become a creator and protecting this creativity and innovation through technological solutions is the mission that drives us. This honestly is one of the biggest reasons I was interested in joining the Sandbox in the first place. So it's cool to see that this is still the focus. This is key to maintaining a viable creators economy where artists, designers, and builders of all origins benefit from their work and continue to bring content and innovation into the ecosystem they develop. Royalties for NFT creators are essential to a decentralized and democratic ecosystem, ensuring fair distribution of value to contributors or creators, which in turn supports value creation across all NFT commons. This is why working to ensure enforcement of royalties on our ecosystem's non-fungible tokens Sure. We have also been working extensively on some proof of concepts to redistribute a part of the royalties to our creators in a decentralized way. Um, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that part means.
It's
Where,
interesting. Let's just
yeah,
let's just take it at face value. Me and Alex don't have any extra information for you guys aside from what's available in the tweet, but the
right.
tweets themselves are very exciting.
The extra information I have is I know that staff has been talking as being a staff member. I know that staff has been talking about the importance of royalties in discussions and in meetings, but I'm not on the team that's specifically working on this part, so I don't have inside knowledge about how it's working or what everything means. But I do know that this has been a focus of the Sandbox and its employees for a long time. Um, we are developing an in-house solution using EIP 2981 standard that will automatically redistribute a part of the secondary market royalties to the original NFT creators on Polygon. The part that I'm not sure about this and also the previous sentence is I I don't know if that means retroactively. Certainly, there's been a bunch of sales on the marketplace over the past few years, and I don't know. It doesn't say if this is
Yeah, it
retroactive or
might
not,
not be. It might
but
be. We don't know. We don't have that information.
yeah, we're interested in uh, advancing the technology further, even if it means that the old ways get left behind. So I'm not gonna have sour grapes over. Well, in my day, they didn't have this, so nobody should have it. Like I'm like, no, let's keep moving forwards. Let's do cool stuff for the future. Um, but if it's retroactive, that would be really cool too. Um, the Sandbox blockchain team has also contributed to the royalty registry built by Manifold XYZ and other leading actors in the industry, and we plan to have our future UGC tokens smart contracts compatible with it. I don't know what that means at all, except that sounds really cool. I know
Yep.
Manifold XYZ is a way that artists can create their own tokens. In a lot of ways, it's similar to like minting your own artwork on Polygon or on a OpenSea, except Manifold lets you create like your own page, and you can do a lot of custom stuff with the way it works. I've minted several people's artworks from Manifold, several like open editions and things like that. So Manifold is a very cool place that I would like to explore more because I haven't had a chance to check it out that much. But when it comes to royalty registry and what this means for having the UGC tokens compatible with it, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I'm very
It's
curious.
exciting.
It's
It's exciting.
it sounds really interesting, and
Hmm.
I would love to learn more about that. As we're preparing to open the Sandbox marketplace on Polygon and allow any creators to mint NFTs, this is a must preliminary step to ensure creators can monetize their work well. So again, we've been waiting for the Sandbox to be on Polygon with assets for about 2 years now. But
A minute or
this
two.
is this is big, uh, that they
Well,
want to make sure that all of this is in combination with it being on Polygon. So
I would like to point one thing out really quick, and this is purely my speculation. This is my opinion. This has not come from an outside source. But reading this tweet kind of gave me an idea of why it's taken a little longer than the community kind of expected for things to
oh
migrate
yeah,
over to Polygon. If this is happening in the background, this basically changes everything. And it would take so much work to make this
it's taken a
happen.
lot of work. Yeah, no,
Yeah. I mean,
you're absolutely right.
it's already a massive project in and of itself, but to add this on top of the already massive project, it's just massive project on massive project, and it makes sense, and it just makes the wait so much more worth it.
Yeah, the bridging of assets to Polygon has never been just it's exactly the same as having on ETH. It's just cheaper gas. I mean, that may be kind of like where it started, but very early on in this process, there's been a desire to take advantage of new technologies, which have been evolving the whole time, um, and adding new and better features to the token. So, um, uh, not even just royalties, but like the way we mint with gems and catalysts. There's lots of planned changes for that. We're gonna see a whole bunch of different stuff when we move over to Polygon. So yeah, it's exciting.
Mm.
Um, in case you missed it, our blockchain lead product owner Ben uh, Coxes spoke
Yeah.
at InfraCon ETHCC to discuss royalties for NFT creators in a decentralized space. Check it out here, and there's a Vimeo video. Um, I'm not familiar with Ben.
I'm familiar with his avatar. And I know it's going to sound weird, but I saw that picture pop up and I was like, I know that face.
You've seen him somewhere before, yeah.
I know I
Uh,
have. I know I have.
yeah. He's only got 38 followers. You should go give him a follow. Um,
39 now. Boom.
there you go. Yeah. So lots of exciting little things that I don't know all the details to, and I can't give you any more details, even if I did know them. But really exciting stuff developing there, and I am pumped for it. So that's that.
He says that's that like it's not a big deal. Like he didn't just drop an A bomb on us, an A bomb full of love instead of hydrogen. That would be an
that's
H bomb.
that's an H bomb.
Yeah. My bad.
Somebody wasn't paying
My.
attention during Oppenheimer.
I actually haven't seen Oppenheimer. Thank you very
Me
much.
neither. I need to
Yeah,
though.
I was too busy going to see the Barbie movie with my wife. So
Exactly the same.
priorities.
Yeah. They do say that you're supposed to watch uh, Barbie until she gets to the point where she says, "Do you ever think about death?" And she kind of has like a little existential crisis, and then you watch all of Oppenheimer, and then you go back and resume Barbie, and that's actually the correct way to watch those movies.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That does. But see, I agreed to go see Barbie with her, so she agreed to go see TMNT with me. So it was kind of a trade off, and it was one or the other, and I picked Turtles over
Okay.
Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Well, you gotta make your tough calls.
It was a hard one, but I'll stand by it.
All right. Let's see. Now we were making this building here, and
And it
we
looks
definitely
amazing.
we need to make this center section taller because it's supposed to be like this epic block
I do
when
have
you enter the
one question
space.
about it.
Yeah, what's up?
Where exactly is the human sacrifice pit?
Oh, right in the middle here. And
Okay, cool. Just
in
making sure.
classic,
Just making
yeah,
sure.
no, in classic uh Central American pyramid fashion, it's gonna be the
Cool.
temple's at the top. Yeah,
Just making
absolutely.
sure. It's actually going to be a
uh,
gift shop. I'm just kidding. Nobody will be sacrificed in this
it's a
temple.
gift shop of human souls. That's
That's fair.
That's the part you
Souls
left
can
out.
be tchotchkes.
Should they be though? That's
Yes. Yes.
all right. Um, so let's see. What else should we get going on here? I think we're gonna need to make. I don't want to make this space like too too crammed full. Like I want there to be room to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm thinking about like I was considering opening up these sections here. And Lucas has got a big time delay, so I'm gonna share my screen to him so he can, when I start describing things, he knows what I'm talking about. There we
Got it, coach.
go. So I was thinking of opening up like rooms back here, but I kind of want to actually move the ceiling up on the corners to kind of let more light in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna center this real quick. Frame should be, we'll do 64 and show our grids and stuff.
I love it when you grid it up. I don't know why, but it's just so satisfying seeing that happen.
Let's see, 192, 192, 128. All right.
Wait, is Magic of Voxel actually casting a shadow right now, or did you color those blocks differently? Oh,
The
it's actually casting a shadow now. Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that
I
last
just
time.
turned it on.
Gotcha. Okay,
I
that's
probably
cool.
didn't have it on last time.
Gotcha. I was like, what is happening? This is amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, Magic of Voxel has a, so you can't change the direction of the shadow while you're in the editor.
Hmm.
But it makes it, for me, the reason I always, or I guess I should say, I was never able to use Cubicle after I started using Magic of Voxel is that the perspective and the lighting in Magic of Voxel makes it so much easier for me to see what I'm doing. Because I've tried using Cubicle and there's no ambient occlusion. So you might notice like uh, as you come to the corner here, it gets slightly darker. There's kind of like a bit of a shadowing in the edges here. I think there's actually a way to turn on. Yeah. So constant shadow. There's a feature. You can turn the feature on constant shadow, which means you don't get ambient occlusion. You see how flat that looks
Yeah.
versus that?
Nice.
This gives my eyes so much information about the direction things are facing in. That with perspective also, you can do ortho mode, which is like this isometric, but I usually only do that for um if I'm trying to like line things up in a very specific way, um, I'll do ortho mode. But like the distortion, it's the lack of distortion to perspective makes this end look wider than this end, and it's really disorienting for me. So I'm really
Mm.
used to working in perspective mode with ambient occlusion, and sometimes I turn the shadows on, sometimes I turn them off.
It makes perfect
Um,
sense to me. I see exactly what you're saying. It really does.
Cubicle has none of that. It has zero of those features. It's you're always in ortho, you're
Nothing.
always with flat shading. There's either no or minimal shadow casting in it, um, and it makes it really hard for me to see what I'm doing. So this is why I like it this way. Um, all right, so we're gonna turn on some mirroring. Let me make sure I got the right. Good. Okay. And we're gonna see what happens if we cut in a little bit here. All right, I figured there would come a point where I would cut into the space that I don't want to, so we're gonna fill that up. And like with the other parts, we're gonna make sure that the walls are 2 voxels thick, um, so that way we can have the terrain blocks be different colors on either side of the wall. And cut into there, and cut into there. And now we've got more lift to this space. We got more vertical space. We get to see the light outside more. And I may decide, as I'm putting this in the game maker and I'm deciding to put like artwork on in these spaces, I may want to add more walls because we want something to put the artwork on. And we'll see. I'm actually kind of liking the idea of having this sort of terrain stepped. So if we do 4 and then 4, like this, we'll kind of have like
Mm.
a like an upside down amphitheater look. And that's actually too long, so we're gonna need, or too short, I should say. So we're gonna
Move it over.
go. Well, no, we're just gonna make
Oh, okay, just make it a
this
couple
gap
blocks
longer.
longer.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll try with 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then 3 up, and that gets us very close.
Love seeing the blocks disappear in such a fluid way.
All right. Did I take away too many here? Yep. Okay, good. So do that.
We got a great question from Bartholomew. I think so.
Yeah,
Bartholomew.
I
Is the
think we've seen
Sandbox able to
Bartholomew before.
have? Yeah, I've seen the name before, but it's last time I saw it, I think their name was Broccoli, like broccoli from Naruto, and I think it's recently changed, or maybe it's just on a different outlet. But I've always enjoyed their name. I just when I actually went to say it out loud, I was like, I don't think I know how to actually pronounce this fully.
Hmm.
But their question is: the Sandbox able to have whole land builds from Magic of Voxel transferred into Game Maker?
So we talked about this a little bit last time.
Mhm. But
Yes
not this time.
and no. So the it has been done before. and I'm not sure if it's still possible. The the technique to do it doesn't the old technique to do it doesn't work anymore. Um, because of the way we do cloud save. So back when, and this was a long time ago, back when we were saving land files locally on your machine, as you're editing them, that was when uh, somebody was able to figure out how to do that. And I was really like excited for that. But the it has not like been advanced since then. And now that we're doing the cloud saves and stuff, it's not really been a thing that we've seen happening. So it may come back at some point in the future. I know I'm not the only person who's like, "Ooh, yes, we need that," but we'll have to see if that comes back or not. We'll see. What are we thinking? Is that cool?
That's I mean that's really cool. I'm
I
really digging it, especially the symmetry of it all.
Yeah, I like symmetry. So there's a part of like symmetry in a way makes things easier because like I design one corner and I automatically have four other corners that are just already set up in a nice way. So on the one hand, it makes them easy. On the other hand, it can be limiting, um, in a way that can be like, oh, I want to put that over there, but it's going to make it uneven, and then you feel stuck. It's like I don't want to break the symmetry, but you gotta have to make the decision. Like, are we going to keep it? Or are we going to get rid of it? What are we going to do with it?
Got to find that balance at some point.
Yeah. So we need
So what
another layer. Oh, go ahead. What's up?
I was gonna say, so while you were designing this corner, it was automatically editing the other three corners for you.
Yeah, I have. So Matt, VoxEdit has this too. You have mirror mode, so you can make edits that will change all the sides at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah. The one thing I don't like in Magic of Voxel that I think VoxEdit actually does better, which is not something I say very often, just because I love Magic of Voxel so very much. It's a very good program and it's free. Um, but the VoxEdit will actually show you a plane of where the mirror is. So when you toggle on X or
Hmm.
Y, it actually shows you where the divide is, which makes it a lot easier to see, uh, like what you expect. So oftentimes I'll like toggle these on and be like, did I click the right thing? And then I have to go and change it. Um, so yeah, we've got these, which will kind of give some more natural light to the space. Um,
Natural light, he says. This is wonderful.
yeah. Well, and you got to keep in mind like this is about how tall you'd be in this room. So like from back here, this looks extremely like imposing, but this is still 12 meters tall, and you're only
Okay.
2 meters tall, so it's 6 times an avatar height. This the height of this room.
Which is a good amount.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of headspace.
Hmm.
We're gonna move this over. I am gonna open up the middle, I think. Um,
Oh, I thought you were planning on hollowing out the middle completely, or at least adding more layers to it.
I mean in the upper section, I want to get a little bit of. I want there to be like a chamber in the pyramid, kind of.
For the gift shop. Gotcha.
Let's see. So we've got this is the elevator shaft that's going to be in the middle. So this is going to have like elevators going up and down it. Although, yeah, I guess we could make this hole a lot bigger in the middle. Um, yeah, because we want a staircase spiraling around the center. So how wide do we have this right now? I think it's 12 meters. It is 12 meters. Um, elevator for lowering dead bodies after the sacrifice. Well, that's just if you have to like ride the elevator down because they got stuck on the way down. Because you normally could just toss them off the edge and they'll fall to the bottom. That's fine. But you know, if it gets stuck somewhere, it's really unsightly. So you want to ride the elevator down so you can, you know, unstick them and then clean the wall and stuff like that.
Mm. When you say clean the wall and unstick them, my automatic first thought is that they have fallen down this shaft and splattered against the wall on the way.
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
Okay, cool, cool. Just making
Yeah,
sure.
well, like when you hit a bug on the highway and it goes on your windshield.
Mm,
That's what happens. You know, when you drop a body down a shaft. So,
mm.
yeah.
Okay, so we're on the same page then. Just making sure. Just wanted you to spell it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we're gonna go to 16 meters. So we need to take off a little bit more, like so. I wish, you know, if we didn't have
Yeah.
this building so tall, we can make the whole uh longer, but it's still gonna be pretty deep.
Why isn't the building taller?
It's gonna be taller. Remember, this is gonna be a giant cube on top. So we're
Oh,
like,
that's right. I'd forgotten about. Yeah, we're adding a cube after the fact. Got it.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is this is pre-cube or
right.
PC, as they like to say in the news.
um,
Just recently found out that's what that means. I had no idea.
can I do this? I can. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So now we're gonna make kind of this spiral pathway going down. So we're gonna go. I think I had it go down. Mm, should make it at least 4 so it's wide enough. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. And then length here, like that. Um, Actually, for symmetry's sake, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is when I start getting into. This is the part where it's like difficult to stream this because I start thinking as I'm doing it, and it's difficult to like talk while also doing that.
Mm. Yeah, I can't formulate plans while talking out loud myself. It is next to impossible for me.
Mm-hmm.
It will 100% absolutely cause my brain to implode. It starts leaking out of my nose. It is very messy. Nobody's happy with it. Yeah. You know, a lot of other channels have like Twitch sponsored almost like mood music playing. And maybe for moments like this, we get something like that for the stream
Hmm.
and do like some synthwave mood music playing in the background so that you don't feel so bad about, the little moments of silence when you're thinking.
Yeah. That's I've thought about that before. I mean, we've got lots of Sandbox music. Like we should use that.
Mhm. If you're feeling fancy. And
Um,
spoiler alert, I always am. That looks so good. I know it's just stairs, but once
Yeah.
again, the symmetry of it all comes together and just it's very aesthetically pleasing.
I think we are going to need to raise everything up just one voxel so we get that last platform.
I love it.
This is why we do this in Magic Voxel planning before, because if I had done all of this in the game maker and then gotten down to the bottom and went that one block, I would have to start over.
No.
Yeah, because we can't shift it by one block. And now we can also make it double.
Oh, snap. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of super cool. Now I'm picturing one of those like stereotypical like fights on a stairway in a movie where like
Hmm.
the cops are running down while somebody else is running down and they're chasing
Yeah.
after him, and then there's the fight in the stairwell.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and somebody's totally gonna like fall the entire length while you're like right
Oh,
there. You just see.
yeah. They're gonna bang off a banister somewhere, and you're like, oh, they dead. They
Mm-hmm.
super duper dead.
All
Oh,
right.
so good. I love it.
Um. So now we can have. I'm almost thinking like I don't have to sculpt the outer wings yet because like I could do them every floor basically. Like not every. I wouldn't want to do it every like this. This is too short. That's not enough headroom to make a gallery. But if I did it like this, that might be enough. But that's only 6, so I can make it 12 like that. Um, but I don't have to carve out all this space yet. Like these can have like doors with like coming soon kind of spaces.
Okay. I love when I
Um,
see that in a game, by the way. When you have like when they have area that's roped off, that's clearly being developed for something in the future.
mhm.
I really do enjoy that. There was that one experience where you and I ran around it in a bunch. I don't remember what it was, but you were collecting fireworks and there was mechs all over the place. It was very cyberpunky. We had to
Mhm.
find pandas and there was the giant hot pot. Oh,
Oh,
Wandering Planet, maybe?
yeah, that's it's like my brain was like I was just telling somebody about that experience like a few days ago. And when you said hot pot I remembered which one you were talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, they had that one area with the mechs just walking around that had like the under construction signs and coming soon signs. And I loved that
Mhm.
because it was just, it really gave the thought that, or the gave like light to the idea that they were working on stuff for this wasn't the end of it. They're working on more for the future. And that's a really encouraging thing to see.
Right. All right. We're going to go on. Okay, but we can plan out like what this space will kind of be like. So, um nice thick gallery hall. Like when you go into a museum and there's uh like a doorway into like the next part of the gallery and it's just a big door like this. Remembering that people are only this tall.
I love big doors.
Yeah.
Love big doors. I love big doors, or converse of that, if that's the right word. The opposite side of that coin is I also love small round doors.
Like hobbit holes.
Like like hobbit holes. Exactly. That's where I fell in love with it. Is the Shire. Like Bilbo, the door to Bilbo's house is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
All right. So these are 10 tall. Um let's see. What if I make it 12 for symmetry's sake? with one of these. And can we keep up that pace? 12, 11. Oh, no. Okay. All right. So we're going to have to keep it 10. That's okay. That's 10. That's 10. Wait, it doesn't line up anymore. Um.
3 blocks between you?
Oh, because I see why. Because I didn't do it from the right spot. It's supposed to be starting from down here. So RB.
I was like, I don't know what the right spot is. So I'm going to need you to help me out here.
Yeah.
Got him.
That's 10. So I could actually make that. This is where the symmetry is like I'm fighting with it because okay, so we're missing another curl down here. That's why we need a few more steps down, and then we'd be able to make it. Um, all right, how tall does this thing need to be? We were looking at a height of about 48 meters. This is 96 meters. That's an entire land, that footprint. All right. We're going to go up to 47 meters. And we wanted a little bit of headroom. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. One, two, three, 4. All right, this should be 48 meters tall now. Yep. All right. So it almost looks. How big is this? Oh, 62. That's why. It's supposed to be 64 tall. That was my mistake.
Gotcha. How dare you?
All right, we're gonna undo a few steps here. Okay. F 60. Can I get that high? 63. I can't make it. I can't make it as tall as it is wide. Not without making the whole structure shorter. Can we make? Can we make the? Can we make lands taller? Everybody's like, can we make the lands like wider? And I'm like, no, I want taller.
Up, please. Thank you.
Um,
And you can actually make lands wider by putting 2 side by side.
well, that's yeah, we're in a 2x2 right now.
You're welcome.
I theoretically I could fake it. I think.
Go on.
I don't know if it'll work. We're gonna try something.
I'm excited already.
Well, I don't necessarily want people on top of the building. Typically, I like having roof access to buildings. Typically, I like
Okay.
that. However, for this building, I just build it sideways. For this building, I don't necessarily want people like I want it to just feel like this giant thing above you. So I'm thinking, what if what if I made an asset that is just the roof? So we're not actually building terrain blocks all the way up to that height. It just gets to a point where like you can see that it's up there, you just can't reach it. Like the top of the Sistine Chapel. Like you can look at it, but you can't like touch it. Yeah, like an asset skybox, except this is for the building itself. The building is just too tall that I'm giving it a facade almost. I'm giving it a cap. So if I build up as high as possible, okay, this is our max height. So what if I only build it up to like here, and then I put an asset on it that's really tall, like that, or even better.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That gives it the illusion of being taller because the asset itself is going to extend past.
Exactly. Like I can only, yeah.
Uh,
So technically, the highest you can place an asset is here, about half a meter from the top of the land. But if the asset is really tall, it'll
it will
go up and
extend on its
above.
own.
Yeah.
You know what you should put up there is one of those. If you don't want to do that, if you want it to be an item, just a tall item, one of two things would work really well. One, the Zed Run statue, the big horse statue,
Mm-hmm.
or two, that giant mech robot. I know none of those will fit with the theme of what you're working on right now, but I'm throwing it out there anyway.
Zed Run statue is actually shorter than my city block.
What? Zed Run, you failed me.
I mean, I made both.
Alex, you failed me twice.
I, I failed you by beating myself.
I just realized that the Zed Run, the reins on the horse light up, and that's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I never realized that before.
Yeah. Zed Run's got a very like cyberpunk glowy look to it.
Cyberpunk meets
What was the
Kentucky
other thing?
Derby. The giant mech.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called though.
There it is, top right. CF24 mech.
Even shorter.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go now because clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about.
The city block asset is one of the largest assets that's been made in the sandbox. I did that on purpose.
Ooh, Tom Voxel asks, "Hey Alex, when city block drop?"
So I don't know what the holdup is with the May um claim.
Okay.
Like I don't know why it's not up yet, but I will poke for an update. The July one is basically done. There's one artwork that I need to add to it. So in each session, I like uh have the same sort of items. So like there's a small plant and a big plant. There's a love seat and a couch. There's an abstract artwork and a graffiti artwork. There's a animated object decoration, and there's like some boxy thing. So like in this one, it's a mailbox, which you can't see because it's too high up. Mailbox. In the next one, it's an arcade machine. So like there's a patterned rug in each one. So like I try to fill in these same sort of like archetypes of things. So I'm already done with everything except for whatever the abstract artwork is going to be.
Okay.
So I once I finish that, the July one or the June one will be ready to mint. I know it's mid August, but these things take a long time to build. I definitely bit off more than I could chew, but I'm not giving up on it. I'm just chewing for a really long time.
It's, you know what they say when it comes to eating an elephant. How do you do it?
One bite at
One
a
bite
time.
at a time.
Yeah.
There you go. Alex knows
And
what's up.
my bites are about this big, and we're working on it. So
Impressive.
Post up a tweet and tag Alex and I in it. Oh, that's you saying that.
Yes, that is
What was
me.
the question?
There was no question. Broxtholomew is talking about, he says, I like that trick a lot. I've used it for a forced perspective horizontally on a 1x1 land. He's
Ah,
talking about putting an asset on the top of a building or
yeah, yeah.
something higher in the land. Yeah.
I get you. So, Jazz Wolf, you can't get higher than. Wait,
He's doing it.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't be up here. Did something
Nope.
change? I
What?
I don't think I'm allowed to be up here. Wait. Okay, maybe the blocks. I didn't put the blocks as high as I thought I had.
Hmm?
What the? What? There. There's got to be a. Okay. There's a hard limit here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get higher than
But
this.
still,
I
I did
didn't.
not expect you to get that high.
I'm wondering what the actual height here is. So, okay, we're gonna do a counting experiment here because I'm very confused at the moment.
We're doing it.
I'm wondering if maybe we can't build all the way to the top anymore, specifically to
Oh.
prevent. Because we used to have a problem with people getting all the way to the top and like getting stuck in the collision at the top.
Or they'd hit it and it would do something wonky.
So I'm wondering. We're we're gonna count real quickly here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, look what he's doing. Clever little goblin, you.
Well, counting by fours is faster than counting by ones.
No, I meant like the substitution of the block, no block.
Ah. Alright, that's a 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm just gonna.
Pull the dirt all the way up.
Yeah. Well, I'll switch materials, but. Of course, I could also probably just take an asset and if you're down here, you're at 0 position. And that is with it all the way at the bottom here. Well, almost all the way at the bottom. That's the. It's like measured by like a half block. Why is it?
I don't know if you know this, Alex, but there's a car stuck in your dirt.
I put it there.
It's a fossil. Nature put it there.
So for some reason, 0 on the y-axis is actually half a meter up. That's kind of confusing. I don't know that it was always that way, which means that it's at half a meter when it's on sea level, the default height, which is 38 and a half out of what's the height? 128. One is it 128 for land? Yeah.
1 second, I'll look it up.
So 38.5 divided by 128. That's not right.
128 blocks.
28. Okay, so yeah, we sea level or the default land height here is exactly 0.3. We'll say exactly because this is negligible. 0.3 the height of a land. All right, if we go up all the way, that's 127. So this is actually, yeah, you can actually go above the 128 height now. Just by a little bit. Just
But
by,
hey,
how many meters was that? We'll say, oh, I can't put blocks there, so I can't really measure it.
you know what I would like to see is somebody doing something like a secret room above the top of the land So like maybe do like a clear wall, like a clear block all over it, but have like one little hole in it that
It's
you
more
can't
fun if you
see.
like have an altimeter though. Like if you
Yeah.
because when you're playing the game you have no idea what height you're at. So
You would add something so people would know, like, oh, this is the height of this is the top of the land. I can't go any higher. And they jump up and they hit that invisible roof and they're like, see, I can't go any higher. Science. But there's that one little hole in like the middle of it somewhere that if you get it just right, you can get through. And there's like an Easter egg in there.
you know what that makes us? Nerds.
Yeah,
Only nerd. If you're not a nerd, you're
100%.
like, what's the point?
What's the point in not being a nerd?
Mm,
That's the question I'm asking.
mm, that's fair.
Mm, thank you. Appreciate that.
Can I jump that far? Yes, I made it. I fell. Let's see if I get in there. Yeah. So okay, that's a new revelation. You didn't used to be able to do that because we would run into the top all the time, and bad things would happen. So
Mm.
there is now several meters of overhead. This is yeah, because if it says it's 127, it says 127 meters is the highest position an asset can be put at. But there's actually 127 and a half meter. So the very top of these blocks is exactly 128 meters from the very bottom of the map in block terms. So we are standing on 128 right now. Actually, I was I was thinking it was going to be hard to measure, but I made all these features in meter sizes. So this is 129. Let's go through here.
You would.
Yeah. So every 4 steps is a meter. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 129. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 130, 132, 133, 134, 130. So yeah, you can get to about 135 meters.
Sky's the limit, Alex.
And then you can jump off.
You're falling for a really long time.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to make a superhero landing animation that somehow gets triggered when you hit the ground.
And then you can do this, and then you can just keep falling forever. Except if you want to do a fallen forever, you do need to put the spawn point out in the open.
Oh, yeah. That would work.
And you still smack the bottom. You actually fall a lot faster this way. It kind of like accelerates you.
Interesting.
What's the components? Health. Negative death delay. Yeah, it feels like a lot less of a fall when you're falling this fast. Like you're not even seeing the spawn point because it's
Yeah,
spawning you way down. Maybe if I reduce the height a little bit. Nope. You're just going too fast. By the time you respawn, you're already halfway down. You can actually
yeah.
see that. You can see the glow of the respawn. It's about halfway. All right, that's kind of painful to look at. All right, so
A little
we
bit.
do know, however, that we can build an asset up over the top. So we basically don't have a vertical limit for this experience now because I could just keep on making things taller and taller. However, I don't want to make them too tall because we did want to do that thing with the sunlight. And if it's too tall, the sunlight is never going to like reach down to the
Be
bottom.
able to get in?
Yeah. So What I think we should do is design the basically the highest point, design for the highest point that players can walk in, um, and build upward from there, or build and downward from there. I mean, like we can make the ground a lot taller because I can basically get probably two or three more floor stories out of this by having the players already be at the top of the map, basically. Um, let's see. Oh, I was gonna check out how tall is the obelisk because I don't remember. What the?
Hmm.
Stop! What is this? Got it. I don't. Chrome
Go away,
being
Chrome.
weird, doing weird stuff. The obelisk marketplace. Oh, I'll pull it back. That's fine. Also, Wizzy the oh, I'm in the wrong account though. I won't be able to check the height. Wizzy the orange is on sale now. If people are interested in grabbing one of those, the price was voted on by Wizzy the orange holders, so they get to control how easy it is to access getting Wizzy the orange for
Hmm.
now. Um, there's less than 40 on sale right now. Um, and once the claim period has ended, the rest of those will be sent back to me, and I'll list the rest of them. But we will hold another vote where the new crop of Wizzy the Orange holders will get to vote on the price. So they
Hmm.
can vote for a lower price if they want to make it so they can get more, or so people in general can get more, or they can vote on a higher price if they want to make it difficult to get Wizzy the Orange.
I voted
Um,
for $1 million.
that was not a choice. I set
I
the vote
wrote
for
it in.
between
I
a
wrote it
hundred and
in.
1,000 sand.
Okay. I may have voted 400, but still, $1 million.
Yeah, you voted for 100 sand to be $1 million. That was your vote.
Don't tell me what I did.
What am I looking for? Oh, the
uh,
obelisk.
obelisk. You've been trying to look up that obelisk for a while now. My apologies. uh,
Come on.
how many obelisk dea do you have? What are those? Those are
This isn't my
interesting.
inventory. This was the whole marketplace. Um,
Oh, gotcha.
these are all they're all different. There's these ones that are there's six of them, and then these three are unique, and these were all from the primordial games thing. And these ones are
Okay.
pretty big too. They're 16 by 16 by 16 meters.
They look neato.
Yeah, they got like all this cool writing on them and stuff. And that's not Sanskrit, is it? No, it's
I
like
don't think so.
I'm wondering if this is actually some sort of code. It's no, maybe not.
If it's not, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Well,
If you
the
can have code and you don't, go
oh
away.
hey, that's from Neon Genesis, I think.
Hmm.
These look a little bit like some kanji, just like really low res, all kind of squished. But you got like I don't know. They're just interesting to look at.
They are. And it's
um,
floating. So it took the obelisk and made it even cooler.
yeah. So Primary Games made a few of those, and then I don't know who did this one. This is Love in Paris. Oh, this is probably supposed to be the obelisk in France. Uh, so
Mm.
I can't remember what it's called.
No, I know what you're talking
Um,
about. Yeah.
Cleopatra's
One second.
Needle, is that what it is? Or it might be that might be a different one.
One
But there is an
second.
obelisk in front of the Louvre, which
The
I think it
Luxor obelisks. It's the ancient Egyptian
okay.
obelisk in Paris.
It is in front of the Louvre, right? Does it say?
Mm, Mm, I don't know.
but I do know that it has like a gold stuff at the bottom of it. All right. Anyway, obelisk of land. This is 25.5 meters tall. Gosh, why do I make such stinking big things? Um,
Because they're fun.
um, and then we're gonna go up 25. So if I put the obelisks out in front of them, they'll be like that tall. Um, all right, so I got this space. Oh, I just realized the chains from that platform are probably gonna go through. It might be short enough, depending on how I do it. Or I can put an intentional hole there,
Mm.
because that's well. There's I use like a grading kind of to make it look interesting. When I did uh the multiplayer parkour thing, the platforms, there's I used like sideways chicken wire to have this place where the player couldn't fall through, but it looks like the chains kind of go through on that floating platform. Not that that's realistic because the chains are as thick as a person, but still looked cool, I think.
Mm. Absolutely.
Um,
Also, the obelisk isn't directly in front of the Louvre, but it is really close to it. I
okay.
couldn't figure it out through like Wikipedia, so I just went on Google Maps.
Mm,
Looked it up there.
there you go. All right. So let's see. It kind of makes me want to make this building just even bigger now. um, now that I now that I have unlimited power.
Unlimited power. I'm glad you enjoy that too. Because I say that all the time, and my wife just rolls her eyes.
um, okay. I'm trying to think of like how I want this space to work. So I'm kind of thinking if I have okay, if this space is 96, I mean I could make this a building the width of a land
Okay.
and the
The width
height
of
of a
one
land.
land.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would take up a quarter of the floor space of this experience.
Technically, you're correct. It would take up a quarter of it, but it would feel like it took up more, just because
Yeah, we're
it's
not actually going
if
all
it
the way out to the edges on here. We're having this empty
yeah,
space
if it's
as well.
dead centered, then it's gonna feel like. But you are absolutely correct. Numerically, it will take up a quarter of it.
Yeah. Could be
But I think it's a really good idea.
gonna be freaking
Also, if
huge.
I that's what you're going for here, though. You're going for
Yeah.
something that is just gargantuan. Like the one of the things that has always stood out in my mind and that I remember very fondly is the World of Women Museum. Like
Hmm.
that thing was stunningly beautiful. The way the angles to it, the size of it, and that was only on a one of one or
Mm-hmm.
one by one. So yeah, man, let's go for broke on this.
Oh,
Let's
good grief. Giant
what happened?
Borg cube. No, I'm just looking at how big this thing is. I feel it's too much. Cuz then if you the at 96, yeah, 96 is just too tall. Cuz by the time
Okay.
you get in here, um it's going to there's going to be too much like distance fall off. It's just going to be really well, okay. We'll experiment. We'll do an experiment. Um
I like that.
let's make a 2x2 and let's put, because we're not doing like complicated architecture. Let's just see how big this thing looks in game.
Yeah, good call. Import it and just we can see as we go.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna build it out of terrain blocks, because I can do it from like floor level, and we're just gonna see how giant this thing is. I am not doing it. I'm not gonna try exporting something that's that many, like 96 meters tall, from VoxEdit to the game maker, because the city blocks take about an hour to upload to the dashboard. I'm not even joking. And it's not an internet speed thing. It's like how fast VoxEdit can crunch through the voxels.
Okay.
So, unless you want to sit here for an hour with me while I just go, huh, yeah, and we're loading and we're processing.
I mean, no.
I mean, like, I don't mind sitting here talking with you for an hour, but the act of like what we'd be doing would be so boring.
Yeah. Same page. Same.
All right. So, we've got a 2x2. It's been so long since I built on a 2x2. I don't think I've ever like.
It's all foggy.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you see this stuff in the distance? No, you don't, because of fog.
The uploading show. Right now, it's just trying to delete blocks. I'm not even touching anything now.
Oh, wow.
It's just because I tried deleting all that section at once. There we go.
That's fair. It's like, are you sure you want to do this? And you're like,
oh, it'd be nice if it asked, because I've done it accidentally before and then been like, and we wait.
And now we play the waiting game.
All right. So, measurements. We're going to take this from here. This is 24 meters. Okay. Have we done a form yet?
We haven't. 1 second.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Okay. 1, 2.
I closed out some windows and I couldn't remember. I was like, what did I close? I've been trying to figure out what windows I closed, and it was the form windows.
Oops.
That's okay. 8, I just open them back up.
16. 18, 20, 24. All right. So, get rid of that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4, 8, 16, 20, 24. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 16, 20, 24.
Forms in the chat.
All right. Nobody asked for the form? Oh, was nobody demanding giveaways today?
Nobody.
Wow. I got you.
My mind.
Wait.
Blown.
Oh no. Which? Why isn't an even rectangle? What did I do wrong?
What happened?
I don't know. I apparently cut off an extra side or something.
You don't need the extra side.
Well, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the correct reference size here. Um
Mm.
okay. So can we add to this side? No. Can we add to this side? Yes, we can. That means I already removed from here.
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Mm. How big did we say the obelisk was? 25?
I believe so. I don't remember. I can always pull up my account and look at it if you want me to.
Oh, maybe it's only like 18 or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. All right. So that's definitely 24 on that side.
Oh, I forgot. I'm not a developer, so I don't have the actual.
Oh, the thing that tells you how big the assets are. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know
I
why that's
always.
not available to everybody yet because it's really super useful.
It is, and it's I always see it in your screen when you're on there. So I'm like, ha, 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 I obviously have that as well. I do not.
Okay, that looks to be about 24 as well. Close enough, at least. And that side hasn't been cut yet. And this side hasn't been cut yet. Okay.
Alex,
What's up?
totally off topic, but totally on topic. I just saw the retweet you put up of the Voxel Slayer Golem. Oh my god, that thing is beautiful. That thing
Put it in the
is,
chat so we could all look at it.
yeah. I'm a little blown away right now. Bickety bam.
Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, this thing.
That is so cool. I got a soft spot for golems. I always have.
I mean, they're
Any
just
game
rock
where you can have
robots.
either rocks or rope. Yeah, exactly. They're rock or they're sand or they're water. They're always fun, especially if they're like a steam golem, or like a mech golem or something. Oh, it's just robot.
Hmm.
So yeah, right up my alley.
Was Laputa an influential part of your childhood?
Laputa.
Castle in the Sky,
Oh
Studio Ghibli.
yes, yes, yes.
I just
That's
watched that for the
yes.
first time a few weeks ago.
Really.
Yeah. All right, now we've got this land to the right size. We're gonna hit save just because
I
all that work measuring.
I actually have a planter at my house that is that robot's skull. It's or that
Mm,
robot's head. It's
yeah.
like it's entirely done, and it looks like the back is rusted off of it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where the plants grow out of. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. The Bitfox had a question about the last checkbox in the form. Is it valid anyway? They missed the checkbox.
Um, I will check that for you, Bitfox.
Okay, this is another 24.
Everybody gets one.
Okay, and this will be 2. Okay,
Dr.
so
Luigi's asking, how can I connect to Game Maker directly with a Google account like Sandbox? Can't you connect to Game Maker just with your Sandbox login? Oh, I see what they're saying.
so in order to log into the game maker, you need to set a username and a password on your Sandbox profile.
Mm.
So if you if you haven't done, if you set up your account with like the Google social login, I think you still need to set your username and password in your dashboard settings, if I'm understanding the question correctly. All right. I feel like the footprint of the building is going to be so big that it overwhelms anything interesting happening outside the building.
So make it so
Yeah.
there's nothing interesting happening outside the building.
But I want like a garden maze or something
You
like
can have a
fun.
garden. You can that would be if you make it so that there's just like gardeny stuff or like jungle stuff and have like vines creeping up the side of it. Like at least on the beginning portion of it.
Mm.
Like that'll be super interesting. That'll give people like I think about like Fungi Kingdom and how you can run around outside and there's certain parts of it where there's nothing actually happening, but it's still visually stunning. You know, you're getting to something else. You're moving between points on the land that you need to get to. And yeah, yeah, you got this. I believe in you. And now I really want to see vines creeping up the side of this building.
60. Okay. That's 90. 1, 2, 3, 6. 96. So that should make this a perfect cube. That looks about right.
See,
So you can play around with the atmospheric settings more with the new VFX settings or the weather conditions. Um, but yeah, let's see that. Let's put an entrance here, and we're gonna grab this and move here and oh, wait, why is it not letting me? Oh, because it's floating. There we go. See, I think the problem I have with this is it's so wide, I can't see it to appreciate how big it is.
oh,
That's kind of what I was getting at. Like, if it's smaller, I'll be able to see the edges of the building and how big they are. But right now, it's so big that I just don't have. I'm too close to it. I guess I could have an island out for the spawner, right? Do something like this.
maybe. And here's an idea. Maybe put it against a wall. And put it in a corner or something.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be centered.
It doesn't have to be centered, and that might actually make what you're trying to do easier.
Have a
Have
lead
it,
up to it.
ooh, ooh, have it in a corner. Don't actually have it against a wall. Have it in a corner and have the spawn point be the opposite corner.
Hmm. That could work.
Because that'll give you the furthest distance from it that you could possibly get. And then if you wanted to do the original point again as well of having the spawn point lead out a little bit from that corner, it would give you even more to work with.
So we're so far away from the ceiling that it's not casting a shadow on the wall. At least I think that's what's happening. You see
Yeah,
it?
that's big.
So the funny thing though is that as big as this room is the size of a land right now. This is the
Mm-hmm.
length of a land. It doesn't take that long to run across a land, and this is something that we've been Joe and I have been doing the as part of our work for the council. We've been doing the agency reviews, which is when people apply to be a studio working for the Sandbox.
Okay.
And as their test is to like make a social hub, and there's a lot of factors about like what makes a good social hub, about the way players are led around the space and how they're led to like interact with each other. um Having a space that's too open actually makes it feel smaller, because
Mm-hmm.
I can traverse from one corner to the other with no interruption. It makes it a very quick path. But then you think about games like the one we were just talking about, the Wandering Earth game.
Mm.
It's got big areas, but you can't travel through the middle of them. You're led
There's no
on
as the
these,
crow flies. It's all
right.
serpentine.
You have to go around the edges. You can see like there's chasms and you can't get to the other side. It makes the space feel bigger because of the gaps in what you're able to travel through. And it forces you to take a longer path through and appreciate the size more. Because right now there's very little frame of reference for size.
Mm.
Um, so I mean that doesn't mean that we have to make this smaller necessarily. It just is a factor in how big it feels. And actually, even with the design as we have it now, uh, this these are outer edges. So um, I want people to be standing in here looking up.
One of the things that Bartholomew said was the Disneyland method works really well. Kirby paths, and
Yeah.
it fits right in there. That's yeah, that's so true. When you think about like the parks and everything, some of the times, like especially like the animal adventures, it seems like a massive trail, but when you actually look at it from like a bird's eye view, like Google Maps it or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's really not that much space. It's just there's a ton of winding paths, so
Mm-hmm.
it takes a while to traverse it. It's a wonderful point.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really thought about that until just now.
All right. So I think I kind of want there to be several like shells to this cube. So thinking about the size here, um, and this was kind of part of the original design, was like even though I had it circular, it was going with this kind of vaulting method where there's like an inner chamber and an outer chamber, um,
Mm,
which lets you do fun things with the space on the edges. So
I guess
uh,
it does.
this is 48 tall. So if we go to 47, and then we're gonna connect it. So this is still like a really big inner space in here. But I think, and I think I like the diagonal idea too, because it will let you see more. So if we offset this whole thing like this, oops. Um, so we'll have like a smaller section here. We'll say like Make this like 16 by 16. Not that tall though. And yeah, so the spawn will be out here.
Are you actually going to have them spawn that high in the air?
Um,
Might be a good idea.
well, I want to get a little bit of height, so it might even be like basically halfway the height of the cube, so that way you kind of get uh, a a perspective like
Perfect.
this.
Yeah, perfect perspective on it.
Yeah, so when you stand at the edge here, you're gonna see something like that.
That's a wonderful idea. I never thought about something like that.
I kind of I because of the sphere design, I liked the idea of seeing it straight on like this though. Technically,
Yes.
they do let us do a 3 by 3, right?
You can do one, but I don't think you can upload it.
Or even I would do a 2 by 3 actually, so that way you'd get that long perspective going out.
1 by 3.
But then it would be too narrow for
Mm.
our whole space. Um, so let's see. We'll do 2 by 3. We're gonna test. Um, we're just gonna eyeball the sizes. I'm not worry about measuring it.
Eyeballing it like I'm some kind of street tough.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna take
Also,
out,
I'm going to close that form here in a sec.
all that.
Ooh, Jazz Wolf says you could add an image to the other experience to the side of your land so that it looks bigger.
Mm, I'm not big on flat skyboxes being close enough to see.
Hmm.
Um, now I do have space between the edges, and the edges of like the used space and like the outer edge of the land.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not big on the flat skyboxes. Um, just wondering if I can put something this far out. Yeah, so I mean, I could do so like the way we would do something up on top of the land. I could like expand past the edges of the land with stuff like this. Um, but I don't want to have to do that.
I don't wanna.
Um, all right, so we're gonna this way. Something is happening. I know it doesn't look like it. It's very small. There you
I believe you.
go. So yeah, I was thinking like a tower up here.
Ooh, towers are always fun,
Yeah.
especially when wizards are involved.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they have this big eye on top of them. That's when things get wild.
Why are we talking about salute your shorts?
Why are we not talking about Salute Your Shorts more?
I only remember seeing like one episode when I was like 5.
You didn't visit Camp Anawana on a regular basis?
Um, it was just the summer while we lived with my great grandmother, and then we didn't have cable when we moved
Oh,
to our house. At least
see,
not. Eventually, we got cable, but not. It was like 2000 or so when we got cable.
I never had cable. But the Y down the street from us, they would play Salute Your Shorts for some reason. Like like that was one of the only shows that they would actually show. So the TV would be
It's an
off at all
interesting choice.
times. I know it was really strange, but I wasn't complaining because it was something from Nickelodeon, so I was into it. I was like, "Wait, you wanna do what now?" Yeah, I'm gonna be here every day, right around that time. But yeah, so
The one thing I see, well, maybe multiple things,
go
problematic
on.
with this. If you fall, it's a really long walk back to the experience.
Guardrails, boom, done.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe some parkour around the edges, but parkour is not going to be a major part of the inner workings.
Oh
You
no, no,
know,
no, not at all. Just put little signs on the side that say parkour at your own risk. Boom, done. Good to go. I love how far out you're making this.
far out, man.
It really is. And just so we're all on the same page, the brown is the edge of the actual space itself, correct? Or is this a 2x3?
This is a 2x3,
Okay.
and this space here is like 1.5 by 1.5.
Okay.
So the actual um, space here, well, we can go ahead and measure this one out. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's 8. 16. 20. 24. My measurement's awful today. 28. 32. 36. 40. 44. 48. Oh, it's pretty close with my measurements. Um, so that, and then about that. That's just the inner space. There's the outer space, which is even bigger, not by much.
But wait, there's more. Also, by saying, but wait, there's more, I feel like I've got a really good segue into announcing who the winner for today's giveaway is.
And it is
Lula Love 9,
Hey,
congratulations. You have won Wizzy's crispy, singed orange hat. Wear it with pride,
congrats.
my friend.
We had Lula Love on the show a few months ago, along with John Heater and Sanzeus.
Mm, that was a fun one.
That
That
was
was
a
a
fun
really
show.
fun one. He is an insanely kind and hysterical human being.
Hmm. All right, so it's a little lopsided, but this is kind of what it would
Nah,
look like to spawn in.
it looks. I mean, Locutus would be proud. That is a Borg cube to match all Borg cubes. That is wonderful. I love it.
Okay. Oops. I left a hole in the side. All right. Wait, the kids were smoking cigarettes in that show?
What show?
Salute your shorts.
I don't. Who says that? I don't think they would. Wait, I don't remember. So I
In
can't
every
argue on this
episode
point.
of Salute Your Shorts, there's a rubber chicken with a cigarette in its mouth. I mean, it was the very early 90s, right?
Yeah.
When was Joe Camel banned? I think so. Funny thing, and this is like my own little bit of Mandela effect. I I remember the cartoons of Joe Camel being on TV,
Okay.
except I think they were banned off the TV before I was born.
They could have been replays or
Well, that's the thing.
like documentaries about
I
them.
think what I actually saw was the news talking about those not being on TV anymore.
It's what I. What did I just say? I feel like that's totally valid.
Um
Have you ever read
Oh,
through?
oh no, they were still on TV. It stopped in
Okay.
1997. Holy smokes. Um I was 8 years
uh,
old. so, so so it makes sense that I for some reason okay, maybe this was somebody else telling me lies. I feel like somebody said like no way, that was
ooh,
banned on TV before you were born, like my parents or
somebody
somebody.
inceptioned you.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey." And so then I internalized that lie. And
How
now I
dare
know
they?
I definitely saw those commercials on TV when I was a kid.
You should
Um
find them and exact revenge.
all right. So oh wait, this is we're not done. We're not done. There was another part to this experiment. We have to save this and see if I can publish it to the map.
Oh, I didn't even know there was another part. If you
That was
said
the
it,
reason I
I
did this
forgot
on
it.
the 2x3. I
Uh,
wanted to see if that was possible
oh,
because
that's right. To see
I
if we could
I
load.
don't think it lets you do well, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Who's to say?
I haven't tried. That who's to say? It was cracks me up.
I'm so glad because it cracks me up too. And my wife will sometimes watch the show, and every single time I say "Who's to say," I'll hear her crack up from the other room, and it's
Watches our
wonderfully
show.
rewarding. Yeah, yeah, she'll watch the VOD every once in a while.
All right, we're gonna try publishing this. So experience page, pending, manage, test, save changes. Will it let me make it this plain? Will it let me do just like nothing on it?
Mhm.
It says pending still. I probably have to put more information.
Mm.
Test on max experience size allowed. We're gonna put a logo. Do, 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 do. And we need a banner. We're gonna use. We're gonna use one of these. All right. All right. And does the asterisk mean that they're required? I don't know. Use this one.
Mad Money's in the chat. They said, huge thanks for playing the Scarecrow last stream. Absolutely. We had a lot of fun with that.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
There was a lot of interesting stuff to look at that I hadn't seen like in the Game Maker before. Like I'd seen the assets before, but hadn't seen them in use, which is cool to see.
I really enjoyed the palindromes on the outside of and the boop goop loop.
Oh yeah, so the boop goop loop was, so we saw that they were palindromes. I think somebody in the chat said palindromes, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Was there like a puzzle to all of it and a way to get out, or was respawning the only option from there? Because it would be cool if there was a way to like escape the boop goop loop.
Why don't you do your thing, and I'll let you know if Mad Money responds.
Yeah. All right, let's look at map location.
Also, if anybody is curious, that "who's to say" comment that comes from one of my favorite comedians, John Mulaney. He has a special called "The Comeback Kid" on Netflix, and he goes, there's just this whole big joke, and it literally ends with "who's to say," and it's so worth it. So yeah, if you ever have a chance and you're looking for a comedian to watch, definitely give him a shot.
Okay, I think we'll be. So it says too small on these, but I guess it's because they're individual lands, so I guess I have to put it on an estate, which I do have an estate. So, oh, look at that! Look at that! Yeah, we can do it.
What?
I think it's gonna work.
Wait. Question for you.
I think it's gonna work.
Does it have to be an actual estate, or can it be a 3x3 of individual pieces near each other?
I think it has to be an actual estate for now.
Okay.
I think the ability to join lands into an estate is not it wasn't recognizing that I had lands, because I do have a 3x3 section, but it's too small on all of them.
Interesting.
And launch experience. Let's make it multiplayer. What the heck? There's nothing in it.
Let's go!
All right. It says it's live, so
I can't believe.
I mean, I think you can do a 3x3 if you want. Now, we don't recommend doing a 3x3 because it's not well optimized. But I'm planning a whole bunch of empty space. And I really just want to get that really far back scaling. And that's really the main reason why I'm doing it this way, is just so you can get that really far outside perspective.
So you don't miss anything.
Don't want to miss a thing. Go to the map. So many experiences. And we're going to sort by new. Hey, it's right there. It's the newest. It's right in here. Wait, if we zoom out, we can see that icon, but we zoom in and we see the estate icon. Interesting.
Wait, can you do that again one more time?
So I don't know how well you can see it.
Yeah. No, is the 2x3 logo what we're seeing right now? And then when you go closer, it's the 3x3 logo.
Yeah. Or
That's
the map
amazing.
icon. Yeah.
Yeah.
See right there.
That's why it has the two different options. Okay. Didn't know that was a thing. That's super rad. Alex is out here just breaking the world.
Oh.
I love it.
Hey, Tom Vox is already here. just
just hanging out waiting for you. He beat you to your own game. That is amazing.
So yeah, this is pretty cool. I think we could do it this way. The main thing is like if the experience performs poorly on a 2x3, I will then be stuck with it on a 2x3 and have to rebuild as a 2x2 or whatever.
Disagree. Think about it like this. Make it so all the important parts are on a 2x2, and then that last portion, the portion that goes off into the distance, that ramp that floats in the middle of nowhere like something out of Mario Brothers, like that is on the last 1x2. That way, if you need to delete just that portion of the 3x3 or the 3x2, then the 2x2 is still there and everything is still perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's how it's designed anyway, but there's no way to trim the land size currently.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't thinking.
Now, what could happen is if I delete this vantage point and make it so everything is in that space, then perhaps it would be just as well optimized as a 2x2. Simply because there's nothing outside the bounds of the 2x2. There's nothing out there to calculate. I'd be spawning closer to everything. But yeah, I have a feeling like I'm not planning on like overloading this up with decorative assets. It's gonna be mostly terrain blocks. And the main exception being the height. You know, the very top layer. Going from, you know, this point up, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited though. I can't wait to start actually building this in the game maker.
It's got a lot of promise to it.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see it come together as well.
We'll do little tiny floating islands off to the side.
Okay.
So you can get nice vantages of the other spots. All right, it is 7. We've been streaming for 2 hours now. It is time for me to let my noggin rest and ruminate on the things we have learned today, including the fact that you can go up to 137 meters on a 128 meter tall land. What the heck?
just out here breaking the laws of physics.
Just there are no limits to reality.
Not anymore, at least. Not when Alex is involved, because he finds them and then he slowly just chips away at them until they just shatter.
I don't just destroy worlds. I like twist their existence into external realities.
Alex is Galactus.
Am I the dreaming giant and you're all in my head?
I would say, does that mean I'm the Silver Surfer? I'm okay with this.
Sure.
I'm okay with this.
You can make cool whirlpools. That's all I know.
I'm into it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out today. We're gonna see if there's anybody we can raid, and we'll see you on Saturday where we're gonna play. Is it Pickaxe?
Their event is over as of tomorrow, but I believe that here. One second. Let me actually look at their tweet real quick.
Okay.
Special event. It'll only be open until tomorrow at 14 p.m. UTC. If it can't be played today, it will be published on the Sandbox map soon, and other opportunities will come for sure. So it may be published by this weekend on the actual map, and if so, we can absolutely jump into it. But if not, then send us your recommendations. We'd love to check them out.
All right. Well, apparently Tempest Studios is live, so we're gonna go raid them.
Perfect.
Go have fun hanging out with Cody and Lozen, or whichever one of them is streaming. I haven't seen yet. Somebody's there. And have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on Saturday.
Bye, everybody.